What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself. Your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello. I know I'm always talking about how excited I am about my guests. Well, I am. And I am excited about my guest today. We've known each other for a couple of years now, and she is a friend, and I appreciate her. Words cannot express how much I appreciate you, Baylan. How are you today?
Oh my goodness. It's like summer is here. I'm
Yes.
so time to know that
Yes. And
transformational.
you are breaking up. Let me see.
Am I
Okay.
really?
Yes, but it could have
Oh,
been my system over here. So I just closed out some things. And before we get started into all the things we need to talk about, let me share with the audience a little bit about Baylan Megino. Did I say the last name right? Baylan. Okay,
Baylan Megino.
But
Well, you know what
Baylan,
I tell people?
yes.
There you go. You Baylan.
Baylan. Okay, we're buying lot. So Baylan Megino is a spiritual mentor for leaders finding new direction that is centered in their heart and soul. As the founder of Global Dream Makers, she believes when you create your dream that you will be able to help others do the same. And as a result, there will be peace in the world. Now, Baylan helps people define their compass to navigate the changes life brings by organizing all areas of their life into a simple blueprint, the Dream Maker Matrix. With their dream life defined, all decisions become as simple as breathing. Baylan's experience ranged from the corporate international investment world to scaling a remodeling company from a guy and his truck to more than 1 million in revenues. Leaving the corporate world of finance, she weathered the ups and downs of entrepreneurship during great economic upheaval, and served in community organization leadership. And there is so much more that I can share about her, but I'm going to, did I lose her? Okay, but I'm going to bring her back up. What happened?
I was bringing in my audience and they popped me out.
Oh, okay. Well, I kept talking and sharing about you, and so great. Okay, because I noticed it's like, okay, I'm just the only person on this screen right
There, you know, you have just such a gigantic energy and spirit, Vera. You
now.
fill the screen. I mean, really, really, your heart is huge, just huge.
Oh, to God be the glory. Thank you for that. And I have a guest saying, hello, Vera. You have a great show. Thank you. This is a great show. This is going to be a great show today. Oh, my God. So, Baylan, I know we're here to talk about the 5 secret keys to your success. And I know you got some events coming up, and so do I. And we're going to talk about those things. But I want our audience to recognize and understand everybody goes through something. And we have to learn that it is not the situation, but how we see situations that can make all the difference in the world. And as I said, we all are going through things, and sometimes we have no clue as to what people are going through. We just have no idea. One, because they never show it. They never show it. You never know because they keep right on going, which
Mhm.
is a beautiful thing to be able to continue regardless to what you may be going through. That's powerful. But how many people can do that? And I'm sure having that attitude and that kind of persona has a lot to do with those secrets that you're talking about. So I'm going to give you the floor, and I'm going to let you just share with our audience because I'm feeling kind of full right now. I really am. I'm just so honored that you are here. And I'm going to give you the floor and just let you kind of talk and share whatever on your heart that you want our audience to know.
Oh, thank you so much, Vera. I'm the one who's honored to be here, to be able to share what I have, the wisdom I've gathered over the 30 plus years of my spiritual journey, to be able to share that with your audience and to be able to know that they'll be able to take this information and bring it back home and, you know, hopefully integrate it as part of their decision making process. And then because of that, they'll make some different decisions, some different choices. I'm really honored that I have that space with you. Thank you. Now, it's interesting that you say, well, there are, it's how we think about it, right? It might be a problem that's right in front of us. Maybe someone has lost a job, or maybe they have an illness, or perhaps they've gone through a big life change like a divorce, or something's happening with their children. Sometimes life brings these situations in front of us, puts us right in the center of that storm, and you have to think, what's happening, right? My world is upside down. I think my world is upside down. The world as I know it is upside down. Now, the question is, and I'm sure your readers and your listeners have heard this, life is happening for you, not to you. To
Say
put
that
it,
again. Say that again. I love it. Say it
yeah,
one more time.
to put it the other way, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Because whatever happens in your life, it pulls out what you already have inside. I always tell people, be aware that when you pray for strength, what you're asking is, Lord, give me an opportunity to see how strong I am. You're actually inviting in a difficulty.
Yes. Can I say something regarding that?
Sure.
I remember praying for humility. And at the same time, my car, which I had such pride in, I had this little car. It was a little Mazda, and back it was a cute little car, a little sports car, right? And it broke down on me. And my stepfather was a mechanic. And now I'm praying for humility, right? And so he says, "Well, Vera, I have a car that you can use. It's not in the best shape to look at, but it runs pretty good." Girl, this car was a Flintstone car, right? I mean, I could literally put my, I could actually do the brakes with my feet. There were holes, like, there were holes. I mean, all around this car. And I'm praying for humility. And I'm in the community and I'm involved in all kinds of stuff. And I'm driving this car. But so you do have to be careful what you pray for, because sometimes the way you get it is not necessarily how you want it. So I thought about that. I mean, yes, praying for humility. And I had the holiest car that you could. Okay. Back to your story, but I just had to share that. You were talking about be careful what you pray for. All right, back to you.
And at the end, as another example, people say, you know, give me a big check. Lord, I want a big check. I need money. Give me some money. Well, okay, maybe you see a penny on the ground, or maybe a dollar all of a sudden you find in your purse. Is that really what you wanted? Or maybe it's a tall Czechoslovakian who comes to your front door and knocks, and you open it up, and there he is. Not what you were asking
You
for.
said a check.
You have to be. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yes.
You have to be really clear. And the important thing to know is that be clear and then let it go. Because what happens is when you put your order in, when you have your prayers and you're saying, Lord, this is what I want. Spirit, this is what I want. This is what will make me happy. This is what will make me happy so that I can do what I'm here to do in this world. You know, you have to be clear. And when you're clear and you let it go, and you let it go because you have faith that you're going to be met. You have faith that your prayers will be answered. You have faith that the best thing for humanity is what will happen. When you let it go, you also open up to how much more you could receive, how much more it can be. So maybe if you wanted, I want a check of at least $100,000 or $1,000,000, whatever, right? Whatever that will bring to you, whatever qualities that will bring to your life, the universe comes in interesting ways. It comes to you, perhaps in the form of a little inheritance that later on down the line becomes worth $1,000,000. Or maybe it comes to you in the form of introduction to one person who knows another person who has exactly what you need, or even more. Right? One woman came through one of my workshops, and she was so clear when she left that workshop that, one of her things was, I want to have my own show. And she went to this dinner party straight from the workshop. Sitting at that table was a producer who wanted to talk to her about her own show.
Wow. That is amazing. And so clearly understand what she's saying. Once we decide what it is we want or desire in our lives, The things we need, the people we need, the doors we need to open, the opportunities we need to be before us, they will happen. Once you have that mindset that this is what I want and you visualize it and you see it, it may not come when we want it. It may not come like we want it. It may not, but it's going to come. It's going to
It's going
come.
it is going to come. Exactly. It will come. It will come. And quite often in ways that are much bigger than you could imagine. Much bigger. So we were just talking about the very first key. The very first key, which is not where most people begin. This very first key is, what is your connection to spirit? What is your connection to the divine, to the sacred? How do you live that in your life every day? Not just on a particular day during the week, but every day. Where do you find the sacredness? Where do you find the beauty and, the light that comes from above? In each person has it. Look for it, right? So that connection, and making that connection every day and acknowledging it and being grateful for it. First key.
Amen. First key. And let me say this, we're not talking religion here.
No,
We're not talking about whether you're a Christian or a Buddhist or a Muslim or, practicing Judaism. We're not talking about that.
no.
We're talking about that spiritual being, that spiritual existence that is within all religions, if you want to look at it from that perspective, but that spiritual connection. And I am convinced that's part of the problem in this world today. We're not connected to our spirituality. And again, we're not talking about religion. There's a difference between being a spiritual being and being a religious person. People that are religious may go to church every Sunday and they may bust hell wide open because of what's inside of them. So that spirit in you. And in fact, God is a spirit and he lives within you. So understanding that's where the power is within you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And the thing is, your connection to spirit is not something separate from you. Spirit is in every single cell of your body. Every single cell. Think about it. Spirit is what gives us life.
Yeah.
We don't have any dead cells in our body, do we?
No.
Well, maybe on the outside they're sloughing off and they're
Yeah,
getting ready
every
to go.
7 years. Every 7
Yeah, like
years.
maybe the hair follicles, whatever, But we are children of God, or whatever you. I mean, my spiritual path. I was born and raised Catholic, and then you go to college and you learn there are different ways, and you see, oh, there are different ways of believing. There are different ways of practicing what's sacred to them, right? So I started to get involved, not involved, but to be exposed to those things. My first husband, his family was Shinto and Buddhist. Okay, that was interesting to learn about. you know. My second husband, not so much, not so much. However, that was when I was at the part of my journey when I was really looking within and finding what is my connection to spirit that has nothing to do with the dogma of a religion. What is it that is common to all the religions of the world? And it is this connection to spirit, and it is a connection that we are each equal, right? We are children together, right? And that we help each other and all of that good stuff. Love thy neighbor, right? Love thy neighbor
As thyself.
as thyself. Exactly. As thyself. We
We
have to
forget
we
that
have to
part.
make sure that we are always in this equation. Always.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. But people miss that part.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because many of us have learned a false sense of humility. that, oh, I don't want to sound like I'm conceited or that I'm arrogant or anything like that. You can be full of the knowledge of your strength and your ability without being any of that. And in fact, the important piece going into the second key, which is your mindset, your mental environment, your emotional environment, when you are looking at that, those are the gatekeepers. Here, let's say you're connected to spirit and you get an inspiration. Oh my gosh, I've got this awesome idea about what I want to do, right? For my business or in my relationship or, you know, in my home. I want to make something different in my home. It's, you take that inspiration and then it has to come through the filters of your mind. Your mind says what is possible.
So, am I correct in saying your mental and emotional environment that determines your mindset, or is that incorrect?
It is your mindset.
Oh,
It's
your
kind of like
mental
this
and
wall behind
emotional.
me. It's like this wall
Yeah,
behind me, the chimney, right? The fireplace surround. Every little piece is a different belief. It's a different piece of how I think the world is supposed to be. When I put everything together like that, I get that wall that creates that strength that holds in what it needs to hold, right? That's what your mental and emotional mindset is. It's all of those pieces. So the question is, all of these things that you're thinking, all these possibilities and beliefs, are they yours? Are they yours or did they belong to somebody else many generations past where the situation was different and life was lived in a different way? Because we live differently now than they did even 50 years ago,
yes,
right? And so it really, when you really start to look at how am I going to change my life, you have to think about how am I going to change the way I think? What are
yeah,
those thoughts that are in the way of what I need to do so that I can be who I'm here to be? And so,
yes,
so it's really important that as you come with that inspired thought, what are some of the first things you think? Oh, I can't do that. It's never been done that way before. Oh, I saw somebody else try it. They failed. I'm not going to do that. Understand that you are given this inspired thought so that you, as the creator of your experience, you get to decide how it actually comes into being or
yes,
if it comes into being. If you let
yes,
those thoughts cut it right there, then it's done. Okay, next thought, next inspiration. That one's done. I'm not going with that one. Or you can consciously look at, wait a minute, I know it didn't work before for that person, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently, so maybe it'll work this time, right? How are you making it yours? How are you getting past those gatekeepers so that your commitment, your faith that what came to you is what you're supposed to do? How do you get beyond those voices from the past that say no, that are only there to keep you safe, to make sure you don't hurt yourself? Okay?
yes,
Just trying to say, hey, I'm trying to maintain the status quo. Well, when you have a new idea, you're kind of pushing the edge there. You're pushing the limits and like, okay, I want to do it a little bit differently. Got to break through a little bit. Have to change or even just try it. Let me try it a little bit. Let's see if it works. Just see. Let's just see. What if, right? So let's say we get past those gatekeepers. So that's the mental and emotional environment. That's the second key. You got to get past those thoughts, past those
yes.
beliefs, right?
We
So
have
let's say,
we have someone that's chiming in. Hello, everyone. Blessings and prayers. Hello, Lenora. Thank you for being here. We
hello, Lenora.
appreciate
Nice to
it.
see you.
We're
Yes,
talking mindset.
mindset.
And
Oh yes,
yes,
it's like a vice. It's really like a vice, But we can tease it apart one by one. one by one, but it really takes some discipline. It takes some awareness. It takes really just stopping because, we are so used to just running, right? Oh, I've got an idea. Let me just run and go do it. But wait a minute. How are we going to do it? How are we going to plan it? What do we think about it? How do we want it to be? How do we visualize it? If you don't visualize it, you can't hit the target if you don't see the target.
Yes. And I want, to give you an idea of how powerful your mindset and visualization is, I'm going to share a poem.
Okay.
If I were to say to you, close your eyes and tell me how many windows you have in your living room, with your eyes opened, you can see those windows, right?
Mhm.
If you can see your windows, you can see your life. See the windows in any room with eyes open wide or shut tight. See the quality of your living by what you do or say. Do you see happiness or gloom in the life you live today? Are the clouds of despair the only thing you see? Do you wonder, who cares to come and rescue me? If you can see your windows, you can see your life. You can change clouds to sunshine by doing what you feel is right. See the rainbows in your life, fleeting moments in your day. See the beauty you can find in what you do or say. We are what we think about every day. We live by faith, fear, or doubt. Believing life is but one way. We can think ourselves into happiness, misery, or pain by seeing what we stand to lose or seeing what we stand to gain. If you can see your windows, you can see your life. Awareness is the key. You have the control. You can see your life bright. And I share that because she's talking about visualization. All right, I'm done.
Okay. Beyond visualization, we want to engage all of our senses. All of our senses. And so what I really work with my clients is really in your mind's eye, you're in that room. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel? Right? What are the textures? How does it feel to move through the space? I mean, really bring it into your body so it becomes a body memory that you can
Wow.
recall. So that's the experience. What the room actually is, you won't know till you get there, right? But you know what it feels like.
So, using all of your senses, I'm typing this in. Using all,
So that brings us to the third key, which is all right, we now have taken that inspiration in through, right? This inspiration is just a piece of energy, a little bit of energy, a little spark of energy. And we're bringing it in through our mental, emotional environment. Now it's like, okay, I want to come into the world and be something more physical. What does that look like?
so say that again. What would the question be? What does
How am I embodying this idea? How does it live in my physical world? Is it how you work out with your body? Is it how you are arranging your living space? Is it, how you have things at work? Right? How are your physical environments supporting who it is you are becoming, who it is you are being as you step into embodying this new idea, this new thing, right? So embodiment is the third key. It's actually the third part of the spiral, the third point of a spiral, right? So we go there. From embodiment, okay, I am this idea lived, right? I am this idea lived. What am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? How does it become part of my life every day? For most of us, it means involving either our job, our work, or our business or organization. How are we doing things every day so that we feel productive? What is that? Even if it's, volunteering with our community or with our church, how are we bringing it into? And what we're bringing in is the value that we bring as who we are, with all of the skills and talents and knowledge that we bring in, right? So how am I going to package this little thing? What's it going to look like? How does it fit into everything else that I do?
And we need to pause for the cause because I have a commercial that I need to play.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll deal with that question. So let me go to the, okay, okay.
Hello, hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, and I want to share with you about CTR Media Network. Have you heard? CTR Media Network is a new standard of podcasting with over 30 plus podcasters. We reach 350 million global listeners worldwide in over 50 plus countries across all major podcasting and social media platforms. We have featured over 1,000 guests. What we specialize in is helping business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, and fellow podcasters expand their visibility on our platform. We're all about positioning with visibility, connections, and teaching you how to monetize what you do. Let me tell you something. If you're a business owner, we have sponsorships opportunities. We have commercial slots. We also have opportunities for you to be a featured guest on any of our shows. So what are you waiting for? CTR Media Network is who we are, and this is where you need to be. So go to ctrmedianetwork.com and click our store feature so that you can see which opportunity fits your life and your budget so that we can get started working with you today.
CTR Media Network. Look, if you are a podcaster and you want to expand and grow and learn to monetize, you want to contact CTR Media Network. If you are a sponsor, can sponsor our shows, or want to advertise on our shows, start with me. Start with me and let me know that you want to help sponsor my show and that you would love to advertise on my show. And you can go to CTR Media Network, but put in the Vera Thomas Show and let them know, yes, I'm interested in working with her. I would love to have you as one of my sponsors. I would love to have you as one of my advertisers. So please, CTR Media Network. And again, if you're interested in expanding your podcast or you're interested in learning more about being a podcaster, you want to contact ctrmedianetwork.com. All right. Back to Baylan. All right.
Okay. So we were talking about the area of contribution. Contribution. How are we taking that inspired thing that now we embody and how are we going to bring it into our work? How are we going to bring it in? Because we know that the thought and the skills and the talents that we bring in are the value that we bring in to all of our effort, and that value must be met with value of equal or greater amount. Yeah, quantity.
Yes.
Yes. So it will be, because that is how the world balances. That is how we have harmony. It isn't necessarily 50-50. It might be 40-60, but then it goes the other way. You never know. I have to tell you, I've been on this planet long enough to know you never know what life is going to bring you through or to, because that person who just drives you crazy today that you could just like write off because might actually be the one who helps you down the line.
And you know, and that's why prejudging and presuming and having these misconceptions can lead us can take us away from our good, can take us away from our good. So listen to what she's saying now, you know, and again, the very people that you may be cringing because for whatever reason, how they may be or how they may be thinking or how they may look, may be the very person that God put in front of you to open the door, to make a way, to provide for you. So be careful. There's a scripture that says, "Be careful how you entertain strangers. They could be angels unaware. You
Yeah,
never know. You never know." All right.
you never know. You never know. So it's really acknowledging the divinity in each person, the way of the namaste, right? Whew, yeah. So
I love it.
one piece. Okay, so darn, I was just thinking. Um, one piece that we really can think about, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're in business, right? The reason we're in business is to make money. What we do with that money is up to each individual. What you do with it shows your character, right? The thing is, when you have an offer, when you have a product or a service, this is something that you offer to another person because it may be a solution for them, right? It may fill a need, it may ease a pain, whatever it is, they're looking for something that you may have. The point I wanted to make was don't prejudge them. Don't think, oh, they can't afford it, or oh, they can afford it, of course they're going to do it. The other way, right? Go somewhere in the middle and just come from, this is what I have to offer. I think it may be of value to you. What do you think? Let them make the decision. I am always amazed at people who I think are, that close to, they somehow find that extra to get through to be able to say yes because they see the value that will help them. They see that, oh my gosh, I can sleep at night, right? So you have
Yes.
a solution that people out there need. You just need to find out who needs it. And you
Yes.
don't know until you offer it or until you ask, do you need this? Is this
Yes.
something that would help you? Right?
Yes. Speaking of which, we both have some events that are coming up
Hmm.
that could help address these issues. We talked about misconceived behaviors earlier. And so I do have, and this is a free workshop that's coming up on June 3rd at noon. It's on a Saturday at noon on Eastern Standard Time. And there are 21 misconceived behaviors that impact on our families and also impact in our workplaces. And so we're going to be looking and examining a couple of those in this workshop. We're going to look at the cause, we're going to look at the impact, we're also going to look at um, some solutions for that. So we're going to look at the behavior itself. What causes the behavior? What are the indications of those behaviors? What is the impact of those behaviors? And what is some resolution for those behaviors. So join me on June 3rd at 12 noon to look at misconceived behaviors that impact in our homes, but also impact on our jobs or in our work. Okay, and you can go to LinkedIn. I have it posted under events in LinkedIn, and it's also posted under events in Facebook. So check it out and register and meet me there on June 3rd. Okay, now I know you got some things happening too.
Well, I actually got this idea, this inspiration that I've been talking about these keys, and I've been talking about these 5 areas of your dream maker matrix and how they all work. And what you just said was exactly how you move around the dream maker matrix, right? It's like, well, you have this idea, and how do I bring it into my work, right? And it affects this. My mindset is affecting my personal life. It's affecting my business life. It's affecting everything. That's the way that it all cycles through, right? It goes through the different keys, and it's all based on what you believe is possible, how you believe it's possible, what experience you believe is possible. And with that understanding in your mind, you will make decisions, you will say words, you will attract people exactly to meet what you expect. And so if your mind says, I'm never ever going to be able to make $1 million, you will never ever be able to make $1 million, because the universe
Absolutely.
always says yes. And the universe doesn't see negative or positive. It's just an experience. And so,
Wow.
so be aware. I'm not going to say be careful, because there's a little piece of fear in there. I'm saying be aware of how you're thinking and how those thoughts are drawing in your experience.
I'm going to put this in capital letters. Be, oh, it didn't go caps. Okay. Be aware of how you are thinking. Thoughts are things, and we are what we think about all day long. All
Yeah.
right.
And that
Thoughts.
what you just said, when I thought about that, it's profound. It is
It
profound.
is.
The way you think about who you are and what is possible for you affects your cells. Every
Yes.
single moment you are recreating your cells and everything that's in your cells. So if you're thinking hateful thoughts, you are creating hate within your cells, and you get sick.
Yes. And you get sick.
Yeah,
People don't understand. I mean, this hate, jealousy, guilt, gall,
not
regret,
good.
all that stuff can make you sick. And then you wonder why you're walking around here with a stomach ache, backache, headaches, heart disease, kidney disease, all this stuff. What are your thoughts?
Hmm.
What are your thoughts?
That's where it begins. That
Yes,
really is where it begins. The mind is a powerful thing.
it
Mind is a powerful
is.
thing. So, okay, so we have our contribution, right? And our contribution includes going out into our community. How are we affecting our community? How does our work affect our community? And how does it affect generations coming after us? Or how does it affect the rest of the world that we don't even know, we'll never see, we'll never know what our effect is on other people on the other side of the world, but we have an effect.
So the question is, what is our effect? It's our effect. And it's effect, but also it's effect and effect, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is our effect and effect
Mm-hmm.
on the world? I
I was
love
writing,
that.
I had a message that came to me the other day, and I had it as the basis of the talk I did yesterday with Spirit of the Game. You know, our lives create ripples. In our lives, everything we do creates a ripple. It's like a a pebble in a still pond, right? Everything we do, we're constantly dropping those pebbles, right? But when that pebble, when that ripple hits the end of the other shore, the opposite shore, will we know? No.
No.
Does it matter? No. What mattered was that we were so full that we put that drop of water.
And the
We
ripple
dropped that
effect.
pebble.
Yes.
Yes.
And the
That's what
ripple
matters.
effect. That's what matters. That's what's mattered. Oh my God. That's a beautiful thought. Beautiful thought. It really is. That ripple in the water, that little ripple is what matters.
Yes.
Is what
Yes.
matters. Got another commercial.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back. This one, we're going to see ourselves as we talk.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products because, you know, Mama knows what you need.
Mama knows. Mama knows what you need. And these hair products are phenomenal. And I want to, and they're for any and every type of hair. It is not ethnocentric or any of that. It's for all types of hair because Mama knows.
I love that. I love that.
Okay.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, so now that we have this inspiration and it's made its way past the gatekeepers of our mind and we've embodied whatever it is, we've decided how am I going to be able to offer it to the world in my work. The next and the last key is who am I going to involve? Who am I going to engage with? What are those relationships that I must nurture so that we can all thrive? Starting with relationship with self. Your relationship with yourself. Are you loving yourself? How are you loving yourself? And it's not meaning to indulge so that, it goes to excess. No, it's like, what feeds your soul? What makes you feel calm and peaceful at the end of the day? How do you energize yourself? How do you fill your basket so that when it's time to help another, that you have more than enough?
Yes.
And sometimes, the life brings us into situations where all of a sudden the basket is emptied or the table is cleared. That's what I like to say. The table's cleared, right? And some people will look at it and say, oh my gosh, I used to have so much stuff on this table and it's gone now. Yes. Now, new and more can come in. New and better can come in. New and things that are more aligned with who you are and what you're here to be and who you're here to help, that can come in. And so sometimes it may look like a loss, and for a little bit, maybe it is that. We need to acknowledge this is something that's been important to me, and this is why. And thank you for that memory. Thank you for that experience. And I'm going to release you now.
Yes.
Come
And
on.
again, understand what we go through is for purpose, is for a reason. and we don't see it. We may have all these losses in our lives, and we don't understand, why am I losing this? Why am I losing that? Why did I, and all this stuff. But there's a reason. There's something better on the other side. And I've always said, the longer it takes, the greater the blessing.
Well, I like to have a quicker turnaround than that.
I know, but sometimes things just don't happen as fast and as quick as we want them to.
That's true.
We
That's true.
want it now.
That's true.
But
But we have to
sometimes,
learn patience.
yes,
Sometimes we have to learn patience because sometimes what we're asking for, there are a lot of different pieces that need to be moved into position so that it can be just so. Just so. And so much more and stronger than you could imagine,
absolutely.
right? So sometimes that takes a little more time. And so you have to have faith.
Yes, faith, faith,
Faith.
faith in yourself, faith in your God or your spirit, faith in the universe, faith knowing that all things work together for good, even though we can't see it. That kind of faith, a little bit of faith, the size of a mustard seed. That's all you need, just a little bit of faith, just a little bit, and watch it grow into what it is that you desire, want, and need.
I mean, think about an acorn, right? Little acorn becomes a giant oak tree
Yeah,
and it
but
provides
not
food.
overnight either.
No, not overnight. Not overnight. I know we've gotten so used to instant gratification
Yes,
that, ADHD and ADD and all those things, that our electronics have us thinking, oh, wait, it's taking like a second for me to get what I want. What is wrong? Why
right,
is it so
right,
long?
right.
No, we have to learn patience. I mean, I think if everybody could tend to a garden or grow houseplants, pay attention to something else that relies on you for its living, but it has its own life cycle to go through.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's beautiful. Or a cat or a dog.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
or fish.
Or a turtle. Or,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
yes. So yeah, so relationships so important, so important. That's actually why we're here,
Yes.
because we discover who we are in our relationships.
Let me write that down. We discover who we are. We discover who we are through that's the truth. So you need to consider, what type of relationships do you have? What
And
type of
most of the time it's, which boundaries do I need to enforce? Right?
boundaries? Yes.
Boundaries. Boundaries.
Yes.
And
Boundaries.
I neglected to make this point from the very beginning. We are co-creators in this world. We are co-creators with spirit, right? Spirit gives us that inspiration. It's up to us to bring it into this physical 3D world. So we are co-creating whatever that idea is going to be coming out into the world, right? As we are co-creating, who are you? Understand who you are. And I like to suggest that people think about, you're the captain of your ship, you're the queen of your queendom, you are the king of your kingdom. And no matter what, you are the leader of your world. When you come from that space, you have
Yes.
a different way of making decisions. You have a
Yes.
different purpose. You have a different view.
Yes. And you do not allow other people to dictate your world.
That's right.
Like, you just, like she said, boundaries. Know what you will accept and what you will not accept in a relationship, and be clear.
Hmm.
Be very clear.
So,
That is so important. Okay, I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. No, I'm sorry. I jumped in there. Um, it's so important that they're actually, one of the things that I do. I mean, I have workshops. I put people through the going through their Dream Maker matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go through the 5 areas, and then we go 6 levels deep, right? 6 levels deep. We have such clarity on what it is that would make you happy. And when you have that in your mind of that's my end goal for this period of time, right? That's the end goal. You become like a magnet. Okay, that's for one person. Let's say we have a couple. What I do now is I provide it also with couples. Because when you have one and then the other, and they become that clear about what they want to experience in life, and they share because there are going to be differences. There are going to be
Mm-hmm.
differences. Oh, I didn't understand that that's what you want. Oh, I didn't understand that's what you want. Now I know.
Right.
Now I know.
Yes.
And then we do one more matrix for their union. It's beautiful for people, especially for people who are getting married. It's beautiful.
And actually, I think before people get married, they should go through something like this,
Mm-hmm.
because it's also going to help them understand whether or not this is even the right person for them to be with. To be honest, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really, when you look at, okay, so in terms of the relationship of family, what does that look like? What experience as a parent? What does that look like, right? Well, up until now, it was, oh, you better look at what that person's parents are like because that's the role model for them.
Right,
Right?
but not
And the thing is,
anymore.
you can only see what you can see. They've lived with them their entire life.
Right.
So if you do your matrix together and you say, okay, well, this is what I'm used to seeing happen at the end of the day after 30 years. That's what's happened with my parents. That's what I'm expecting. But the other one is saying, oh, no, that's nothing like what I'm expecting. No, no, no. Get that conversation out of the way now.
Yes.
So you have agreed expectations,
Yes.
and then you can navigate any of the rough waters much more easily. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I got a couple more commercials and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Uh, okay, I do. Let's see. Yes, sandpfinancialgroup.com. Sandpfinancialgroup.com. They can help your business grow financially. They have the tools and the wherewithal and the financial resources to help businesses grow financially. Sandpfinancialgroup.com. Okay. And then I have another one. And then we're going to be wrapping this up. I can't believe time has gone as fast as it has.
We got all 5 in.
But we got all 5 in. We got
Yep.
all 5 in. Let me share this right quick and then we will be right back. Okay, soundmoneybenefits.com. And we have run out of time, but I'm not leaving without you having the last word. All right? So there's more I need to say about sound money, but we ran out of time. So I am going to give you the floor and let you close us out.
Well, everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for being open to finding a new way of thinking, a new way of making choices, because really, really, every single thought, every single breath is a choice. Everything that you do is a choice. So you can shape your experience based on the choices you make. I truly, truly encourage you to make choices as if you are the benevolent queen or the benevolent king of your world. Be the leader that you came here to be so that you can experience life. You can experience life and relationships and all of the prosperity and riches that are here waiting for you. You know, Vera Thomas with Instilling Greatness, Vera Thomas, who does this show, she has such a huge heart. She has a wealth and abundance that I'm sure all of you can feel. And you can feel it because you have it too. There's a receptor within you that says and recognizes, oh, there I am. There's something that is there for me. There's no accident that you're here with us today. So thank you for joining us. My name is Baylan Megino, the founder of Global Dream Makers. Come and join us. Come and see all of the different things that we have happening. And I've been really blessed. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you so much, Baylan, for being here. Oh my God, it was awesome. In my opinion, it was awesome. I enjoyed you so much. And audience, we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you. God bless you. And just have a great holiday weekend. God bless. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show.
We want to give a shout out to our CTR Media.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk